Welcome everybody, my name is François Letarte and this is my channel JDR D30, a channel about tabletop role-playing games. So today, a review of Hero Kids. Hero Kids, a game written by Justin Halliday from HeroForge Games. It's a fantasy role-playing game for kids aged 4 to 10. Yes, exactly what is written there. And no surprise, that is exactly it. Today we can find lots of fine role-playing games on DriveThruRPG or many other platforms that are meant to play with kids, and they all seem quite interesting. But why Hero Kids? Well, personally, when I was searching for a game like that, I stumbled upon many reviews of this one, and by reading them, I thought that I would be interested into that game, and I think that game won some. Have won some prizes. I think don't remember that much, but yeah, I've bought a game which is quite affordable. Even got myself a physical copy, and the link will be below, by the way, if you want to check that out on DriveThruRPG. I've been running that game for my kids mostly regularly for almost 2 years, and I can say that I'm highly satisfied with what I have in my hand. My kids are all excited every time I get that game out to play with them. We have lots of fun. I have lots of fun. So today, my video will be to show you what the game is all about, to give you an idea, and maybe you may want to check that out after that. Hero Kids. In that game, the players are playing the role of children who have adventurers' abilities. Yes, they have cool powers and abilities like an adult adventurer would have. And they have to protect their village from surrounding threats. Okay, yeah, they live in that village, so yeah, there's lots of adventure going around that place. The game system is very easy, in fact. It has to be easy enough for a kid age 4 to understand it. Here's a character sheet, an example. Okay, you see that he's a hunter, and he has some archery abilities with 2 dice. So, how does the system work? He has to roll 2 dice if you want to shoot his bow, and he only keeps the highest dice. That's it. Okay, so it's very easy to understand for children. It's very fast to run. You only keep the highest dice of your dice pool. Okay. Well, if you want to make an attack, it's an opposed roll. You have your attack abilities against the defense abilities of your target, and the highest roll wins. Well, in case of a tie, the attacker wins. That's as simple as that. And if the attacker wins, well, the target will get a wound. Something to know about Hero Kids is that no one ever dies. They get knocked out, and well, when an enemy is knocked out, he's out of the game. Simply, he doesn't die. He's just going away. And for the kids, well, they have to revive themselves with some potions or rest to get back into the game. So no one ever dies in Hero Kids. It's very light-hearted like that. In combat, there's lots of special abilities that can be used in the description on every character sheets that may add some dices in some circumstances, or may make more damage, or make some special effects. So every character has its special thing to it. You can also make skill rolls for other things than combat, which is optional, but if you do so, every character sheet has some symbols representing stuff that they have. Well, the potions, but here you have a rope. Here you have some footsteps, meaning that this character has a rope or means to climb easily, and has some tracking skills. So, well, making a skill roll, you set up a difficulty that may not be higher than 6, of course, yeah, you roll a dice. And if there's something relevant into the special abilities, it may add a dice to the action. And also you can add some of your combat abilities for if you take your close combat abilities, is for more physical stuff. If you want something more with your agility, it will be your range combat skill. with intelligence will be your magic skill. So yeah, you can elect to combine some of the stuff that your character have to have more dice to roll and give you more chance to have a higher result with your dice you will keep. So that's basically it. It's not, there's no rough guidelines on how to rule out skill rolls and the difficulty. You just have to eyeball it every time. But you have to. It has to be light. You know, you have to play with children, so you don't want to block them with too many rules. In that book, you have also good advices to play with kids, which is very helpful since you have to have the right mindset to play with kids. Yeah, it's different than playing with your buddies. So very good advice here, and also I have put two links below. Interesting one in that case. The one is from a channel called Dice Bragging DM, and the game master is playing with his son the adventure that you have when you buy this game. So yeah, he's playing a game that is running about 30 minutes. So you, by checking that, you will see how the game works a little, and yeah, very good interaction between a father and his son and playing role-playing games. Very interesting to watch. I recommend it. And also another link. It's a panel that that has been shown into Brigade Con 2015. It was playing with kids, which was a panel of good advices to play with kids, which is very helpful to run any role-playing games with kids, especially Hero Kids, if you want to try this one out. So I recommend that you check them out. Coming back to the book, by the end of the book, there's some kind of a monster manual. Okay, some classic monsters with their description, and very easy to understand. And you can even create your own monsters inspired by that. You know, it's very broad. You know, there's no very precise things into that game. It's very broad, so it's easy to come up on the fly with a monster and his stats to challenge your young players. That's for the book. Also, Hero Forge Games is publishing lots of modules that you can buy, which are very affordable once again. And all the modules are quite interesting. The modules is coming with the maps and all the miniatures needed to run the game. So yeah, you have everything you need to run the game. They are very easy to prepare, very easy to read. You can be prepared in under 20 minutes, just cutting out the paper miniatures to be ready to play. Well, the modules are very railroady, but it's easy to freestyle them. Well, I do freestyle them, but the way they are written, it's very railroady. You know, you go from point A, and if you succeed that test, you go to point B. Okay, I guess it's okay if you are playing, if some inexperienced game master is running the game, so maybe an adult or even a kid, it may be helpful to them to have that kind of module to get through it and be able to help their player get through the adventure simply like that. As for the skill rolls, well, there are lots of good guidelines to how to judge a skill roll, since many skill rolls may be involved in the different encounters. So there are lots of inspiration there if you want to know how to rule out a skill roll. There, the modules are divided into different encounters. It may be combat encounters, role-playing encounters, problem-solving encounters. But yeah, the modules are very attractive for the kids. Even though the maps and the paper miniatures are in black and white, it doesn't matter. Just having that on the table, and the kids are just excited to fight those monsters that they see. So yeah, so the modules are very cool. I've run, you know, mostly all of them, and it has been a hit every time. Something to know about the modules is that some space opera modules have been published to play with Hero Kids, and they are quite cool too. Yeah, well, they look like lots like a Star Wars tale. Yeah, it feels like Star Wars, but yeah, it has its own twist. And yeah, so the modules for space opera are going very well in the Hero Kids universe. Very satisfied with the modules so far, but I'm freestyling them so the kids can do whatever they want into the adventure. But in the end, they will get to the the goal of the module. Okay, maybe some small drawbacks from from that game. There's no progression system. You know, the character doesn't progress. They don't earn experience points or anything like that. The only thing that they can have is that they can gain some special objects or magical objects in the modules that may enhance them a little. But there's no character progression system into that. Well, maybe it's not necessary. Okay, the way the game is built is that if there was some kind of progression, and let's say a kid will gain an extra dice into an ability, it will be fast before they will be they will become overpowered very fast. So yeah, in that view, I may understand why there's no progression system. Though I may have a small house rule that I may share with you that I have created. You know, every time a character gets through an adventure, I ask for the player to draw, you know, a little dice, which will be used like some kind of a hero point or fate point, you know, something. During the next adventure, for one roll, he can decide to use that dice to gain one extra dice to help him succeed anything he has chosen. And yeah, you can only use it once every adventure, so it's coming back at every adventure. And if he's, you know, succeeding in more than one adventure, he will have more dice, more kind of those dice to add to some skills when needed. That's something I have experimented so far, and it worked quite well. Another little drawback, well, the modules, when you read the module's description, there's a set time. They may say that the module may take from 30 to 45 minutes to play, which in my case never happened. It always been at least the double. Maybe it's my way to run it. Maybe I'm freestyling too much of it. Maybe if I would, say as it is written in the module, maybe it would take that time. But I don't, you know, if you want to plan your adventure with the time written in there, don't count on it to be accurate. Though in the video of the dry bagging DM, it took exactly 30 minutes, but he's only with one player, so it may be more easy to manage than having a bunch of kids who may go off chart once in a while, and that's eating some game time. But at least if we have fun, we have succeed into what we were doing with that. Yeah, well, that's basically what I have to say about Hero Kids. I'm highly satisfied. I highly recommend it if you have to play with kids. And playing with kids, it's a very good learning experience for a game master. You have to have the right mindset to play with them. And yeah, this will improve. If you never have tried it, this will improve you as a GM to play with kids. So yeah, so why not try Hero Kids for this experience? If you have any questions, comments, yeah, feel free to give them. Yeah, all the links will be below if you want to check that out. And yeah, just a final word before stopping this video. Justin Halliday from Evil Forge Games also wrote Heroes Against Darkness, and there will also be a link below, because this game in PDF is free. So yeah, you have nothing to lose to check out that fine game. I've read it a little so far, and yeah, there are some cool ideas into that, so maybe it might be an interesting game for you. So check that out. So it was a pleasure making this review for you. François Letard, JDRD30, and up to next time, I hope you have as much fun in your life as in your games. Goodbye.